Hey, all you vintage race fans out there, have I got a show for you. We are at the Sutton station up here near Somerville, Pennsylvania. Experts are on the first gate. I'm in the second gate. They're getting ready to drop that flag. That's Jamie Wright's getting ready to turn that sign sideways, and they are going to let that pin drop now. Good start. Experts take off. We're all going to jump up to the line here, and we got 50 plus 60 plus 70 plus post-finish women, experts, and intermediates all on the line, getting ready to get this thing going, and let's see how she goes. There goes the gun band. I pull a wheelie, for God's sake. Everybody gets out in front of me. I get pinched down into the center. It's not looking good. I got Jim Laird, I got Joe Cole in my class, and I've got to find a way around them guys. They're both right in front of me. And this should be good, let me tell you. This track is amazing. It is technical, it's wide open, it's off camber. You can see we got multiple berms out there. We got elevation changes. I mean, what more could you ask for? There's Jim Laird. I'm going to sneak by him, but that ain't the last you're going to see him. There he goes. He's going to try something on the outside, but there is no traction out there, Jim. Easy enough to figure that one out. So, we're snaking up through here, and there's a big slot of 60 plus. There's 6 60 plus guys out here. Everybody's trying to get it. We're going to jump into a grass track section. After doing a couple of little jumps right there. And this got to be a little slick in the second moto, let me tell you. I just picked the best moto that I had to use out of both motos. I thought that this one was the best, raciest one. Not a very good start. I didn't have a good start on the second one either, but I was able to go 1-1, and wait till you see some of the footage coming up. I think you're gonna like it. I hope you do. I hope it doesn't get too confusing for you. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think about what's coming up. I'm gonna leave it a little bit of a surprise for you. This 180 stayed loose, and later on it got a berm build up on it. Wasn't too bad. Couple little rollers down through here. I tried to stay on the left hand side. Get this, we're going into the woods. Look at this pack of hounds behind me. That was the surprise right there. I ran a camera in reverse just to see how it would work, and give you guys an idea. If you're always wondering with that helmet on, how far back's that guy, you can't really tell. Isn't this cool? I mean, I love it. Heading back up toward the start-finish line. I got the guy in front of me. I want to get around him. I'm going to try it on the outside. There ain't a lot of traction out there, but it gives me what I need. That's 71. That is Jay Stanley on that Honda. I was able to sneak up at inside 3rd, 4th, 5th gear on the old Husky, and I am tearing it up right now. But I think there's some more action up front that I need to get in front of, and there it is. I got a Suzuki up here. I think, yep, that's that Mr. Benelli, and he gives me everything that I can handle in a race to try to get around him, and it gets to be tough. This be a good spot for me to tell you that Jim and Jamie Wrights were out here for hours on end, putting this track in, and I want to thank them. I mean, Dale and Lori Reynolds were the landowners and were gracious enough to let them put this brainchild together, and they nailed it. Absolutely nailed it out here. We had Breadlingers, Spades, Marty Strauss and the crew. Nate Barrett came up as one of the experienced bulldozer guys that's also a motocross rider, and I tell you, you could see that they really put their mind, heart, and soul into this, and I just thoroughly enjoyed this. This was technical. It's a little rocky in places, but I don't think you're going to get around that, this being a virgin track like it was. And it ran in great. It ran in really, really good. Going back. Who do we have behind me but my nemesis on the Husky right this year? Joe Cole has found his way back. I'm following behind Mr. Benelli, trying to dice it up with him. And Joe Cole is slowly sneaking up on me. And this dude is no slouch, so you know this race is going to come down to the freaking wire with me and him. And this is no exception. I just wanted to give you some footage back here to let you know Joe is in the neighborhood. Let's just see how the action is going with Mr. Benelli. We're heading up toward that start-finish line. I'm going to try an inside line here. Try to get him on the outside again, maybe. It sets that next turn up perfect. But that thing is strong. Now I lose traction a little bit, and so's he. He's right on the knife's edge. Let me tell you. This is high gear. This is what I'm telling you. You got a little bit of everything. Now watch when we go up over this hill. He's going to force me out, and it's not a big deal. There's a great jump right there into a hard left turn. Cut that tree. I like this left-hand side. Got me a little more air. And then this double berm turn. Who's that coming down with me? That's right. Joe is on the move. He has caught me, caught my rear tire. He's sending it into that hard berm, getting good traction, and he's going to power out. He's going to power out in front of me. Try to make it stick. I think he took that turn just a little bit too fast, but now we get into a braking issue. I can outbrake him. I had adjusted my brakes up about 5 turns in the rear because I knew there was going to be braking issues that I wanted more brake for. And I'm so glad I did, because had I not, I don't think I could have slowed down with both brakes the way I needed to. And it just worked out great. I'm going to put a little bit of real estate between me and him. But that thing has got a set of tall gears in it, let me tell you, because he is accelerating back up to me so fast. I may have to drop a tooth in the rear, maybe 2. Because I don't think his gears and my gears, as I watch in reverse how fast he can catch me, I think he's running some tall gears. But still haven't made it around Mr. Benelli, and Mick Spizak is up there in front, and he is setting a good pace, but we're catching him. I've got to get around. He's not in my class, but if I could put Mr. Benelli behind me and get a buffer in between him and Cole is all I'm thinking about. That's the only reason I want Mr. Benelli behind me. He's going to lose traction there. Gets his balance. We touch. Slide down across these rollers. I do not like this right-hand side to go into this turn. I'm going to lose way too much speed. Down in through the woods here. Now, I did try to go a little faster than I should right here. And that set of trees right there come up on me quick. Now, if I remember right, I'm going to try taking inside line right here. He sees me. I'm showing him a fender. There was a line there. He shuts the door. Shuts the freaking door. Couldn't get it done. I ain't done yet, though, folks. We got the white flags waving. One more lap to go. I have got traction now. 3rd gear, 4th gear, 5th gear. There he goes. Finally got by him. And as you will see, I'm able to put a little distance between me and Joe, and yeah, I'm gonna finally get a little bit of distance there. I thought Mr. Benelli and I had a good pace going there. It was a good race. He's gonna try that outside berm. With this reverse angle, it's so cool to be able to watch how the guys you're racing, if they change it up or not. Heading down that hill, that you can use your braking skills to try to get around somebody. I got Mick up in front of me on that Husky, that beautiful machine, and we are gonna head it out into the grass track, and I'm gonna see if I got anything left in the tank for him. I mean, I've been racing hard, 4 laps. This is a drag race up over this hill. It's hard to see elevation changes on video, but let me tell you, that's a nice put your foot into the ground and let her hammer down. Still got plenty of traction out there. The dust is staying down. There's a lot of moisture in the ground already, so I'm catching Mick. I don't know if I got enough time. Not quite a third of a lap left. We're going to be diving into the woods here directly. This turn, this off-camber turn, later in the motos got a berm build up, but we're at the first moto out of the day, and nothing was built up. Everything was kind of loose yet. So you just kind of had to feather the throttle and hammer on the... Alright. I look back. I think I got this one in the bag. I'm only worried about Joe. I don't see him anywhere. It should be good. No sense in taking any more risks. And I'm going to back off a little bit here and just try to coast it into the finish line. Stick around. I got the KTM. We're going to run Nex Gen 200. And I got a really good surprise for you. There's new classes that we need to talk about, and we will hear very directly. So that's a checkered flag in the bag, and great racing you, Mick. Stand back, folks. I'm in the Nex Gen 50 plus, but we have the Millennium, the 500s, the 40, 50, 60 plus expert and intermediates. We got modern bikes. Experts just took off, and we got a new class, the Nex Gen Juniors, with Mason Grove and I'm guessing Nate Anderson on the 00. We're going to get off on a pretty good start here. Mr. Anderson is going to smoke me up at right side. I got Mason on my left side, and these juniors are tearing it up. Slinging roost back at me. But my race at hand is going to be with, first off, Mr. Harold Silbaugh hitting the double berm down here. I got Craig in my class right in front of him, so I gotta put my goggles down, I gotta put the visor down, I gotta freaking get focused. Heading down this hill, I'm gonna try to outbrake Harold, and I'm gonna make it stick. It's gonna be good. I got a little bit of reverse action, not quite as much as in that post-finish race, but you'll be able to see how things work out here on the old KTM. Heading back up this grass track, and I got Craig in front of me. He's looking back. He's a looker. He always likes to look back, see who's back here. Now we got a rider that spun right in the grass track. Craig takes the wide line, but as you can see, he did not lose too much, but I was able to make that pass stick. And it is slick out here. We are the 10th moto, the last moto of them. They've had 9 other motos in front of us, so the track is starting to wear in a little bit. Berms are starting to build up. And a little bit of light drizzle is starting to start for the weekend, and Craig is giving me everything that he can freaking muster. And Mason is right behind him, trying to make something happen as well. But Craig is a master of keeping that inside line, but he slides it a little bit wide. And Mason is getting itchy. Getting a little bit itchy back there. He's trying to stick a fender in there wherever he can, and he doesn't realize Craig and I are tight in a points battle here, and it's gonna get interesting. I got a feeling that Mason's gonna pull the trigger here pretty directly. He's gonna take this inside line. I like that inside line on that turn. I made some passes there myself. Heading up the hill toward the start finish line, and we're gonna put this first lap in the books. That 13-year-old kid right there is getting it. We're into the high-speed section right here. Just letting her breathe a little bit. Brian's there just rooting his boy on. And we are flat tracking it around here, letting that rear end just hang out. He's gonna take that jump. We're gonna start heading down over the hill. What's he got for me? He's feeling itchy. He's gonna try it on the inside in that old Honda, and that thing can rip. He's gonna make it stick. Oh, this got fun. Oh, I thought I'd throw a little highlight out there for you. How you like that, Mason? Oh, this was a blast racing this young man. A blast, let me tell you. Both him and the 00 were stars of the show out here in this moto. I mean, man, they just left it rip. Back out to this grass track. I think I got more for this young man. I'm pretty sure I can pull her up tight and put a little pressure on him and see how it reacts under the old cooker. I don't even think he knows I'm in the same real estate, but I want to show him a fender. I just want to show him a fender and let him know that this old KTM can still get it done. We're starting to catch Joey, who pulled out a nice lead there. Thought he'd try that outside berm. I'm not sure how it worked out for him. We're slowly catching him. We got a good pace going right here. These young guns are going to be the future of this series, and it's great to see them start this new class out here. It's the Nex Gen Junior class that he's racing in. And these kids that are selected to go up, that have got the speed and the maturity to race with the adults, this is going to be a huge advance for them. It's going to really help them out. Mason is starting to really stretch it out here. Him and Joey are just flying up over this hill. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do anything with them at all, but Joey is starting to get some legs underneath him, and he's putting the hammer down and giving Mason all he can handle. He is not going to let him around. I still see that white jersey up there. I can't crank this KTM any further than what I did, but I did close up the gap a little bit. I can see him a little bit better. We'll see how this all works out. I just included the first 3 laps. The last lap, nothing really happened, and I am going to get around Craig and Harold. That's a 2 that were in my class, and I'll end up 1 in the first moto, and I ended up 3rd or 4th in the second moto. We got a nice rain shower in between the first and second moto, and my bike was just set up air pressure wise way too much air. I left like 12 pounds of air in the rear, and had the rear suspension, I think, is what bit me. I had way too stiff. I had a motocross suspension up, and when it got muddy and slick, I didn't realize how muddy and slick it had gotten in that second moto. I literally could not keep the bike underneath me. I did a full 360 twice. Just did a donut. Because in this grass section, with the off camber and everything, and with the super stiff suspension, every time I tried to give it gas, it was like it was on ice. So I had nothing for the guys. Didn't claim to, didn't try to. And so the first and second moto were totally different. So this is definitely the one you'd want to watch. Now I got Joey up here. He is really fast this year. I'm going to try to hang with him as long as I possibly can. And on these technical sections, he was telling me that he was having a heck of a time getting side bite, because every time he went into the turns, his side knobs were wore off really bad. So that was really a struggle for him. But whenever he could get the bike upright, as you can tell, he could gap you. He could gap you pretty hard, and he'll take it down into the woods here, and he is just gonna let her rip. Well, folks, we're coming up on the start-finish line. It's gonna be the white flag, and I'm gonna say that's a wrap. I think this was a great video to watch, and hope y'all enjoyed it. Talk to y'all later.